everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of InsideMHS featuring your loved staff. So
I'm Mrs. Kuykendall.
And I am Mrs. Speakman.
What's new? What's been going on since spring break?
Talk about stress, because do you know why I'm stressed, Mrs. Kuykendall?
Why?
AP tests! AP everything! And it is stressful. If you are a student that is taking AP classes and AP tests, you should also be stressed, but in a good way. And stop stressing us out more. Sorry, that was a lot. What about you, Mrs. Kuykendall? What have you been up to? I feel like I haven't talked to you very much recently.
I know. I've been doing lots of spring cleaning because during spring break I'm that boring, and that's what I did at my house. And so I came to school and I've been doing it, and I love it. And I would be a professional organizer if I could. So if anybody needs help spring cleaning their classrooms, or I'm not coming to your house, but I'll help you with that. Or a locker if you're one of those weird kids that has a locker.
Do you know what I hate about cleaning?
What?
I hate that I collect all of this stuff and then I have to do something with it. Like, I either have to throw it away, I have to donate it, and it's annoying, and it's obnoxious, and it's just overwhelmingly stressful. Not something else to be stressed about.
And we'll come back with that at the end. Your fabulous idea.
Ooh, I do have a good idea. But for now, let's go to Mr. and Mrs. Gowan with sports.
Hello and welcome to sports. It is the Gowans, Mr. Gowan and Mrs. Gowan. The height difference has been a struggle with the camera so far, so I apologize.
He told me that I need a booster seat, which was not very nice.
We need to get a booster seat for the next time. But
I'm even wearing high heels, so.
Welcome to sports. Did you play any sports growing up?
I was a swimmer and a soccer player, so no spring sports. I slept during the spring.
Okay, you say you played soccer. Did you actually play soccer, or
No,
were you
sat
were a
on the
bench
bench.
rider?
I was a bench warmer.
Well, I played baseball my entire life growing up, but I also played a little of everything: basketball, football, lacrosse. I got to hit people in lacrosse, so that's why it was fun.
You were a band geek. He
I was
didn't
also a
play
band
in high
geek.
school.
I played baseball and lacrosse in high school. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Freshman year in baseball.
You have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
played your freshman year.
Marching band in my high school was more athletic than any other sport other than football, so I don't care what anybody says. Anyway, talking about some more athletes, our high school track team just had a 4-way meet the other night. 2 nights ago, in fact, and several school records were broken. One that stands off the top of my head is Braden Biddle broke the pole vault school record.
That's awesome.
So that is really cool. Their next home meet and their actual last home meet of the year, they only have 2 this year, is actually a week away. Next Tuesday, April 18th, it's at home. It's your last chance to catch your Indians at home. And then they have to go on the road a bunch, and then they do sectionals and regional. So come next Tuesday, April 18th, last chance for the track team at home.
And come early, because if there is a baseball game and a track meet and a tennis match, there's no parking.
Yes.
On other news, the softball team has started out the season with a 2-0 record. They have won both games with 10-plus points, meaning the game ended because they had more than 10 runs than the other team. So awesome job. They have 4 games this week, 1 tonight and 1 tomorrow night. So make sure you come and cheer on the Lady Indians here at home.
Speaking of softball, and they're actually called runs, not
What did I
points.
say?
But the baseball team is now 3-3 on the year.
Okay.
They lost to a very, very good Norwell baseball team on Tuesday night by a score of 10-8. They were down 9-2, but they rallied to almost win the game at the end of the game. They did lose 10-8. Their next game is tomorrow night, Friday night, here at home, so be sure to check that out as well.
It has been an absolutely beautiful week for sports this week. I just want to be outside, and so if you haven't come to a baseball or a softball game, please come to a game this week, or come to a tennis match. Tennis lost their first match to Marion of a score of 3-2, but they fought really hard against Anderson and they won 5-0. The next match is going to be away if you want to travel to Yorktown tonight at 5 p.m. to watch them, which, I mean, if I was able to, I totally would, because I haven't been able to see the tennis team yet this season.
Yeah, go Indians. All our sports teams have started off hot so far this year. And speaking of the hotness and the weather, it's been some spring weather, so let's get it over to Mr. Woodard and Mr. Williamson to tell us about the spring weather that we've been having.
And how beautiful it's been. Over to you guys.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Woodard.
And I'm Adam Williamson. We're here with your weather. So here's your weather. It's
Here on the screen.
78 degrees today for a high, and the low is 51. But tomorrow will be even nicer, 80 degrees in April, Mr. Woodard.
80 degrees in April.
Yes.
Do you know anything about temperature, Mr. Williamson?
Well,
Anything at all? I mean,
yeah,
if
there's
you
a
go down,
variety of temperatures.
if you go down to the science department and you tell them, hey, what is that in Rankine degrees?
I don't even know if our science teachers are familiar with Rankine. They're probably familiar with like centigrade, Celsius, maybe Kelvin, but Rankine?
Celsius and centigrade are actually the same thing. The only difference between those are the names. Do you realize that centigrade was actually a 100 based upon
Well,
Latin?
yeah, it's centigrade, right?
Yeah.
It's a grade of cent meaning 100, or a 100th, so
I don't
yeah,
know if I have any
centigrade,
sense or
100.
not. But do you know any other Latin?
Probably, not off the top of my head.
None of the top. Not even Vini Vidi Vici.
Oh yeah, I came, I saw, I gave the weather.
That's good.
Right.
That's real good. Yeah. Well, if you're doing 78 degrees for today,
Go ahead and
And-
convert it.
and well, that's 23.88 degrees
It's
Celsius.
impressive.
In Kelvin, that's 297.03. I'm beginning to think I need my safety glasses on because we're doing science at this point. And do you know what makes a thermometer work? Do you have a clue?
Can you be more specific when you say
What
it
makes the
work?
red go up?
Well, yeah. Well, is this mercury or is that
No,
alcohol?
no. Mercury is not permitted in 20 of our United States. The other 30 says it's good.
Oh, sure.
But right now, this is red alcohol,
Uh-huh.
and as those little alcoholic molecules, go beating against this piece of glass, it raises up the hotter it is.
Right.
Right. That is how a thermometer works. However, and I could take your temperature with this one,
And I'll pass.
or a turkey, I suppose, but this thermometer is for photography. Notice, if you will,
Yeah, I can tell.
you see the needle's going up. I got half hands here. That needle's going right up. It's good. Now, if you were in Pakistan yesterday, it was 124 degrees.
Did they measure that with a needle? Did they just like go find a rock and stick it in the rock and
A rock? Did you say a rock?
I did.
Well, let me introduce you to the Williamson and Woodard 100% accurate weather forecasting rock. And I just happen to have an example for you that I got on Amazon. Oh, excuse me while I... you need one too. This is busy business.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You remembered this time.
Now, this is why I don't work for UPS. Inside this container, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Williamson and Woodard 100% accurate weather forecasting rock. Go ahead, heft that thing. You got to get it past the. Get it past. These are great.
Wedge down.
Melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Yeah, there you go.
It's like made of a rock or something.
It is. It's a wonderful installation.
Yeah, this is
Notice
good.
that it is
So you just-
black on one side and gray on the other. Therefore, it can go with any home. This stone, this rock,
Just
when
dangle
it
it like
is
so.
wet,
Yeah.
you can tell it is rainy outside.
Here it is.
Guaranteed, folks. Not only that, but when that rock is hot, it's a sunny day.
What about when it's dry?
Oh, when it's dry?
Yeah.
That's a wonderful day to go out on your motorcycle. But right now, we're looking at it being blurry. Is it your glasses? No, it's a foggy day. And the reason we have this stone black, notice the black, is so that way if it turns white, yes indeed, snow. Now, if in case this rock is moving along, we have earthquake. And if by chance all that happens is when you see this thing hanging from wherever you have hung it outside your home and it is gone, all you have left is a rope, tornado. That's just how it works. Now, the accuracy of this rock, you cannot hang it underneath a tree. It will interfere with the temperature. You also have to make sure that there is no allowance for dew, and you must keep this rock clean. We do have other sizes, but this, my friend, for $49.99 can be yours. Order now, and I will throw in the also forecasting fork. I don't have one handy right now, but that little critter, you can stick it right in the ground and it will measure the amount of snowfall just like that.
Now, if you don't have any of these handy dandy tools, you can simply rely on our forecast, which says that on Saturday, the weather's going to be pretty much the same as Friday, but watch out because on Sunday there's thunderstorms coming. It's going to be a very rainy and wet day. It'll still be rainy and wet on Monday of next week with a high of 49 degrees. But don't worry, the weather's coming back. 59 degrees on Tuesday, and we're back up to 70 by next Wednesday.
Isn't that amazing? He can do so much with a TV. Now, what do you call scary? Precipitation. I can never say that.
Scary precipitation.
That's what you
A
say.
rain of terror.
Ooh. Then, what do you call a wet bear?
A drizzly.
That's good. That's good. Well, what happens before it rains in Candyland?
It sprinkles.
Why are hurricanes so slow moving?
They only have one eye.
And what do snowmen eat for lunch?
Icebergers.
And there you have it. The weather with plenty of scientific knowledge. And don't forget, $49.99, that rock can be yours.
Yeah. Back to you, Mrs. Speakman and Mrs. Kuykendall.
Mrs. Speakman, do you know what the best thing about spring sports are?
It's not football, because football happens in the fall, so tell me.
In basketball season, my favorite season is over.
So what is the best thing about spring sports?
The sunshine.
Oh my gosh, we went to the track meet last night, guys, and it was so sunny, and I feel like I got a little bit of a tan on this side of me, but I agree. Unless it's...
We've been lucky so
We
far.
have been lucky so far, yeah. That's
because
what I
the
was gonna
rain
say.
and cold
It could come.
could come.
It could come, but let's hope not. Cross your fingers, knock on wood, do whatever it is you need to do to keep the sunshine happening during all of our spring sports. And now, time for this commercial break.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back. Now, Mrs. Kuykendall and I have been known as the dynamic duo. There are several dynamic duos in the building. We have Mr. and Mrs. Gowan, dynamic duo. But perhaps one of the most well-known dynamic duos is mother-son team, Mrs. Daniels and her son, Mr. Daniels. They are here with a very special segment. So let's see what they have to do for us today. Wow, that was crazy. And now we have announcements with the Brody Burbank and Mrs. Joanna Schnepp.
Welcome, I'm Mr. Burbank.
And I'm Mrs. Schnepp, and these are your announcements. FCA will meet in Mr. Cunningham's classroom this Friday at 7 a.m.
Prom tickets will be on sale at lunch and in Miss Little's room through Friday. We're no longer selling tickets to guests who do not attend Miss Little High School. Couple tickets are $35. Single tickets are $25. For those of you who had already brought tickets, they'll be distributed starting Wednesday at lunch.
Next year, the Grant Regional Career Center will be piloting a program for a student from Mississinawa High School to earn their CDL license. The student must be a current junior. This program will be housed at the GRCC. This program is limited to one student per county school at this time, so it will be very competitive to get in. Please email Mrs. Resch if you are interested.
Seniors, cap and gown pickup will be April 21st, next Friday, during all 4 lunches.
Dunham's Distribution is having an open interview event on Friday, April 14th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You must have completed the online application prior to the event. If you are interested, please check in with the guidance department.
Attention seniors, the deadline to complete and file your FAFSA is this Saturday, April 15th. Please be sure to visit studentaid.gov to complete your FAFSA. If you have any questions or need any assistance, you may see your school counselor.
Now back to the desk.
That's the end of this edition of the teacher-hosted Tribe TV. Thank you for having us.
We always do love coming and doing this. It's fun. We hope you guys have a good time too. As we head into these last several weeks of school, we hope that you guys have fun. Stay focused though, as Mr. Potter had said. Stay confident. Stay something.
Poised.
Are you sure it was poised? I feel
He
like
always has poised.
He does have poised in there, but I don't remember in what order. But it's stay confident, stay something, and stay poised.
And you
Peace
can
out.
control your attitude and effort.
And nose over toes. So now we've just kind of come full circle with Mr. Quaterer and everything.
Have a great day.
Eyelash. Okay. Ma. Okay. All right, we're recording, so whenever you guys want to go.
All right.
I didn't
Cut that
record
part
any
out.
of that.
Okay, good. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to start? Do you want me to
Yep.
start?
You-
Okay.
You're a good starter.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Inside MHS, featuring round 2 of Teachers. So, Mrs. Kuykendall,
I got that.
we're gonna have to cut that out. We're gonna to start over. Take 2.
This is so stressful. My armpits
You
are
don't need to
itching.
sweat. Okay, here we go. We're ready. Okay.
Okay.
Take 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition. Take 3. Here we go.
So, this last week, softball season started. They have started with 2-0 on the year, winning both games. 10 nuns.
10 nuns.
I can't see it. That's what
Well-
I read. I read 10 nuns.
Why does your
Are
computer
nuns
die?
Playing softball.
Okay. Let's restart. Just restart it. Man, talk about bloopers. Bree had a good one doing sports.
Yeah, please don't show our bloopers.
No, that's all right. I'm not a good blooper.
Okay, you can start this time.
Welcome, I'm Mr. Burbank.
And I'm Mrs. Schnupp.
You gotta go.
You're doing the first one, aren't you?
And these are your announcements. Okay.
Do that again.